Srimad Bhagavatam 11.9.25 Deho gururma virakti vivek hetur vibhratsma sattva nidhanam satatarthi udarkam tattvanyanena vimrishyami yatha tathapi parakyamiti avasito vicharamya sangaha. Deho gurur. So the Brahmana is telling Maharaj, do that Deha, the body has also been my guru. Deho gurur. And what has it taught me? Mama virakti viveka hetur. So it has been the cause of awakening virakti viveka hetur. Awakening detachment within my conscience, within my discrimination capacity. So Viveka Buddhi refers to our capacity for discernment, our capacity to discriminate between the temporary and the eternal, between the material and the spiritual, between the short term and the long term. And this capacity to discriminate, discrimination leads to detachment, because when we are able to discern, that discernment enables us to take the decision to distance ourselves, to detach ourselves from that which is unfavorable for our growth. So that's how, if we use our discernment from the body, we can learn detachment. That's what is being said. Now, how does that happen? Bibhratsma sattva nidhanam satatarthi udarkam. Bibhratsma, I have certainly I maintain this body, but at the same time, while maintaining it, sattva nidhanam, we try to maintain its existence, but nidhanam, it is also being destroyed. In fact, at every moment, there are thousands of cells in the body are dying and thousands new are replacing it. But over a period of time, the number of new cells that replace become lesser and lesser. And then the body's growth becomes no longer growth with the new replacing the old, but it becomes deterioration, because that there's not adequate new replacing the old. So the body is headed towards destruction at every moment. Satatarthi udarkam. Satatarthi. So always it will lead arti. Arti refers to distress. Krishna talks about arto as one of the four categories of people who come to him and start worshipping him. Udarkam, in the future, misery is going to come from the body. One of the characteristics of intelligence is to prepare for the future. That's why wise people say that if you're earning money, save for the future. Don't just spend all the money, and certainly don't spend more than what you're earning. So saving money is a sign of intelligence. Similarly, because we prepare for future misery. So similarly here he's saying that prepare for the future misery of the body's deterioration and destruction. Generally our society shuts away elderly people. We don't see them on movies and television. In the public media usually. Even if we see elderly people, the elderly people also try to put up a facade of health and happiness, by which the misery of becoming old is covered. And that does not mean that those who are old have to constantly talk about how miserable they are. That sort of self-pity and wallowing in one's own complaints, that of course does not do anyone any good. But the point is, it's an objective reality that this world is a place of misery. And although in youth and health, we may feel that we have the capacity to enjoy in this world, the youth and health are soon going to go. And we are going to move towards disease and death. So, by being aware of this eminent reality, we can get the necessary impetus to raise our consciousness to the spiritual level, to practice sadhana for raising our consciousness to the spiritual level. Tattvanyanena vimrishyami yatha tathapi. Tattvanyanena vimrishyami. Vimrishyami means by contemplation, by deep immersion in thought. Tattvanyanena, such truths I learned from this body. Now specifically from the body, the Brahmana said, I have learned virakti viveka hetur. I have learned detachment, but along with that, the various truths that he has learned, they are actually learned using the body, because he used the eyes to see things, the ears to hear things, and the legs to move around in the world so as to observe and learn. So in that sense, the body is used for learning. Yatha tathapi. So in this way I have learned, and still Parakyamiti avasito vicharamya sangaha parakyam. Parakyam means belonging to others. It doesn't belong to me. Iti avasito. By contemplating, by becoming convinced thus, vicharami, I move about asangaha, without being attached. When we are able to do something worthwhile with anything, we become attached to that thing. The batsman who, say, hits a winning sixer with a particular bat, we become attached to that bat and want to keep it as a memento. Sometimes sports stars take out even the stumps and take it out as a memento for themselves. So the point is that if something we use for doing something good, something memorable, something special, we tend to become attached to that. So now with the body, when we use it for something constructive, the body we use it for enlightenment, and we may become attached to that body. But he says that by remembering that it is parakyam, it does not belong to me, it is actually destined for someone else, it's just temporarily in my possession. It's like, say, if we are living in a house in which we are tenants and there's no chance for us to become owners of that house, and once the period of the lease expires, then we will be evicted from the house. Then there is no point in becoming attached to that house. Although certainly, while we are there, we are happy to receive the shelter that house offers, and be accommodated in that. But there is no point in becoming attached, because we have to leave it. So like that, if we understand this body is parakyam, it belongs to someone else, just like a rented house belongs to someone else. So then we will not become attached to it. Vicharamya sangaha. We'll move around in this world using the body without becoming attached. Now, how is the body parakyam? Because not only do we, although we identify with the body, not just thinking that the body is mine, but we think I am the body. But still, the body has an end which is quite different from our end, and it's quite our end is that there is no end, in the sense that we go to another body based on our karma. But the present body with which we identify, this body will be destroyed. And there are different ways in which the body is dealt with at the time of death. Normally people may cremate the body. So then the body belongs to the fire, which consumes it all. And the fire whets its own hunger at the expense of the body. We're burning the body, and then the body is reduced to ashes. The same body which we decorated and anointed and adorned and paraded around during our life, that body is just reduced to insignificant ashes that are just swept away. Or if a person, say, dies in a forest, in a secluded place, then nobody may come to do even the final rites for the body. So then in that case, the body will be consumed by jackals and vultures. So then they may fight. If two jackals come to the same body, they may fight with each other. This body belongs to me, this body belongs to me, they may say. So parakyam, the body ultimately does not belong to us. It will be consumed by those jackals and vultures. Or in some cases there is not cremation, but there is burial. So when the body is buried, and even if there is a luxurious coffin in which the body is buried, still actually the body cannot be preserved. Normally the content is more important than the container. That's why we say for a jewel, we have jewel case, and then the content is more important than the container. But when a luxurious coffin is made, the coffin outlives the corpse. People try to have, they call it death style. Like we have lifestyle, people call it death style. And I want to die in style. My coffin should be designed in this particular way, with this pattern, with this engraving, with this epitaph, all these things. But then the coffin, the body will soon get decomposed with bacteria and germs breaking it down, and nothing will be left. Maybe the skeleton will stay for a longer time, but the body itself will soon be destroyed, and the coffin may stay longer. But ultimately, the body will be consumed and reduced to dust, and from dust to dust, from ashes to ashes, as it said in the Bible. So by remembering this inevitable destruction of the body, we can avoid becoming infatuated by it and stay focused on loving and serving Krishna, by which we can raise our consciousness to spiritual level and attain an eternal destination. Thank you.